Hey guys, welcome back to the Watches and Giggles channel. I'm Chris from Chicago. First off, as always, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. And if you're returning, guys, thank you so much for coming back. I do appreciate it. Guys, in today's video, we're going to be discussing Rolex and their new releases that just came out. We'll get into what it means moving forward for Rolex, and will we actually be able to obtain any of these, which is the number one question on my mind. But before we get into that, guys, we'll see what I'm wearing. And today I have on the beautiful Rolex Sea Dweller, the SD43, which is now not that much of a size difference between this and the new sub that just got released by Rolex. But, okay, guys, so you know by now, if you are a watch fanatic like myself, if you're watching this channel, you obviously already know Rolex has released new models on September 1st. I wanted to wait a little bit and let all the other videos get out. I can kind of, deep dive into it, do a little more research, kind of just really think about what Rolex has done here. And for me personally, yes, we all know Rolex released a new Submariner in 41 millimeters, a new 3235 and 3230 for the no date, the 3230 for the no date. And they released that, and that's great. A little bit wider of a bracelet, 21 millimeters. I'm not sure what it tapers down to. If anyone knows, please do tell. They did thin out the lugs like I predicted, and everyone else that does this, for fun or for a living. We all kind of figured that was coming, and the new movement, yay, so pat ourselves on the back, whatever, but that was kind of a no-brainer. Rolex did release a new Kermit 2.0, I'm going to call it. I don't know what we're going to call it as a community, but that's what I'm going with. The Hulk was discontinued. That's really the only thing I got right that was discontinued because, Rolex really discontinued the whole Submariner line in 40 millimeters, which they're on now in 41 millimeters. And the one watch that really speaks to me is I do really like the new Kermit 2.0. I'm interested to see what the color of that bezel is in green. Is it the same bezel on a Hulk? Well, it can't be, right? Because this watch is 41 millimeters, so they're going to have to make that bezel bigger. But will it be the same color or will it be different? That's a huge question with this new Kermit 2.0. Also, they got rid of the Smurf. Very sad to see that go. Yeah, that's sad. I really love that watch, but we did get a new white gold watch, but just with a blue bezel, which I will be calling that the Blueberry. And yes, I mean, it looks nice, but it's not as special as a Smurf, just like the new Kermit is not as special as the old Hulk that just got discontinued, which prices for the Hulk are going insane. And new prices for the Kermit, I just saw one that sold for 30,000 USD, American dollars, guys. And I saw on Chrono 24, someone asking 23,800 pounds in some change, what comes out to almost 32,000 American dollars. Guys, we're going crazy here. Slow down. Do not buy these watches at that crazy price. I mean, I'm almost laughing myself out of restarting this video because unbelievable. I mean, in American dollars, the new Kermit, I believe, is $9,550 with tax. Over here in Chicago, we got a 10.25, so it'll be, a little over $1,000 in tax. So we're looking at 10,700 or 10,600, and you could turn around and flip that watch for 20K profit. Holy cow. Good luck trying to get that Kermit from your authorized dealers, guys. That is only going to the VIPs, the Vist of VIPs. There is no way we're going to be able, a mere mortal like myself and most of you, unless you are a high roller, a big spender, and money talks, guys, we all know that, you are not going to get your hands on this Kermit. And for that matter, a new sub. There have been some videos out on YouTube, some live streams that have predicted, they have some inside information that say there could be a 5-year, up to a 5-year waiting list, not for the Kermit, but for a regular Submariner. That is freaking mind-blowing. And to me, that is asinine and insane. Rolex, what the hell? I mean, if that comes true, that is some big BS, and it's going to push me to other brands, to be honest with you. If you have to wait 5 years for a regular Submariner, screw that. I'm going somewhere else. Now, the big question is, guys, is the new OP line. The new OP41, also, in other case sizes, but I'm going to specifically talk about the new 41 millimeter OP, and it does have the same movement as a new sub no date, the 3230, which is pretty cool. So if you know the new 41 millimeter OPs, you're getting the same movement as in a no date sub, so that's awesome. Came out with a whole bunch of colors, which I personally think this is the coolest and biggest release by Rolex in a while by revamping their whole Oyster Perpetual, the OP line, and creating a bigger watch. And in American dollars, guys, starting at $5,900. Well, not starting, that is the price. There's no other price. That's the price for the 41 millimeter one. And to get the new movement, to get a choice of awesome colors, in my opinion, a Tiffany dial blue, which people are calling it, which will be great mostly for women, but some men will like it as well. You got a coral red, you got a yellow, you got a green, you got a sunray finish blue, which is awesome. And you have a sunray finish silver dial with yellow gold indices, which I think is going to be very popular and a pretty cool release. That is a stunning classic release by Rolex. But the question is, guys, will we, us mere mortals, even be able to buy the new Rolex OP 41 millimeter? Well, I'll tell you this. I recently went to my Rolex AD, just tried to get the new catalog for these new watches, just to look at them on the damn catalog, and they didn't even have any freaking catalogs. That is mind-blowing. So you're trying to tell me Rolex released these new watches, this Rolex AD, and they didn't give you any catalogs? Come on. Either you're lying or you didn't want me to have one. But there's no way. That doesn't make any sense. I did inquire with my AD manager about a Kermit. You know how this goes. I mean, I know I have no shot realistically of getting one, but if you don't try, you can't succeed. So I tried, and apparently I do have a good relationship with this manager, and they stated that I will be the first call. You guys can't see me, but I'm doing a huge eye roll right now because I know that's not happening. They're not going to sell me with tax a $10,600, $700 watch in American dollars if they know I can flip it for $30K, because I'm not a VIP at all. I purchased 2 watches from them, and I have a third on the way. I mean, God, I'm still waiting 7 months for a Rolex Explorer. And that segues, guys, into another thing I want to talk about. What does that mean? So now the Rolex Explorer is the only 39 millimeter sports watch left. Hooah! Does that mean it's going to surge up in price? Does that mean it's going to be harder to get? Because a lot of smaller wrist gentlemen are going to gravitate towards that now than a 41 millimeter Submariner that you can't get if there is this supposed 5-year possible wait list, which that would just be insane. So, guys, are we actually going to be able to buy these watches? And does that mean with the other watches, now real quickly, does that mean Rolex with the GMT Masters, are they going to make them 41 millimeters? Because these are only 40. What does this mean? I mean, this is a whole question, guys. This new 41 millimeter sub, not many people predicted. We predicted the new movement, the thinner lugs, all that good stuff, the Hulk being discontinued. But they totally just trashed, garbage bin, the whole 40 millimeter diameter line of Submariners. And this is big news. This is, 50 years of making a Submariner their flagship watch in 40 millimeters, and now it turns to 41. So again, guys, the question I'm going to ask, does that mean the 39 millimeter Explorer next year, as that is the 50th anniversary coming up for the Explorer 2, are they going to put out a 40 millimeter Explorer? Because it looks like Rolex ain't going smaller, they're going bigger. For the 40 millimeter, again, the Batgirl or the Pepsi, is that going to be bumped up in the future to 41 millimeters? What is Rolex doing? It seems like they're behind in the trend, guys. As I thought, and some, the small circle watch community that we have, that, us enthusiasts, we were looking forward to smaller watches, and Rolex is now making watches bigger. I don't understand. I mean, they move at a glacier speed. We all know that. But wow, I don't know. I'm flabbergasted at this point. So in conclusion, guys, will we actually even be able to buy the OP new 41 millimeter? I personally like the green one the best, and that would be the one I try to get. But I think all the colors are awesome in their own right, and I think it'll be great for women, great for men. The new Rolex Submariner, I think, is going to be super hard to get. Hopefully for you guys that were on a wait list for the old one, your AD honors it and they will transfer that over to the new Submariner. I know it has a new reference number, but my fingers are crossed for you guys that had put a deposit down or you were on the wait list and you were next in line or second in line. I hope for you guys, your Rolex AD honors that and you get your new sub. Yeah, sorry guys, bit of a rant here, bit of a ramble, but I'm a little irritated, but hopefully we'll be able to get our hands on some of these watches. I hope everyone's doing well and take care, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Cheers.